A large volcano like Etna has inspired fear and respect for centuries. Over time, myths and legends have been created from the imagination of ancient men who didn't know how to explain certain frightening phenomena. There are many stories linked to this volcano, and we would like to invite you to discover some of them with us. We will tell you about the myth of Hephaestus, the myth of the giant Typhoeus, and that of the shepherd boy Acis in love with the sea nymph Galatea. For the ancient Greeks, Hephaestus, son of Hera, is the god of fire and metals, skilled blacksmith and protector of metallurgy. Unlike the other deities, Hephaestus isn't handsome at all. On the contrary, according to mythology, he is ugly and lame. It is said that Hephaestus was lame since birth, and that Hera, ashamed of her son, threw him from Olympus, and this motivated his plan of revenge against his mother, which he implemented once he became an expert blacksmith. He built and sent a throne of gold with chains that imprisoned anyone who sat on it. Hera, unaware, sat on it, thus remaining imprisoned. Despite having been called back by the Olympian gods to free his mother, Hephaestus refused, as he could not forgive her. To convince him, the gods sent Dionysus, god of wine, who, by getting him drunk, convinced him to free the goddess. In exchange, Hephaestus demanded to marry Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty. She soon began to cheat on him with Ares, and, alerted to betrayal, Hephaestus set up a trap to immobilize his wife with Ares. Once they were immobilized, he called all the gods of Olympus to show them the true trapped lovers. Once free, Aphrodite ran away in shame. As we read in the stories, therefore Hephaestus was not handsome, neither inside nor outside. In fact, he was characterized not only by physical malformation, but also by a bad temper. Despite this, however, he had great qualities. He possessed great intelligence and had great strength in the muscle of his arms and shoulders. Raised far from Olympus, his great forge is located in the bowels of Etna, where he works together with his Cyclopes, who, according to the most ancient myths, are the children of Gaia, goddess of the earth, and Uranus, god of the sky. According to the myths, right under Etna, Hephaestus creates most of the objects used by the gods and the greatest heroes. So it's the blows of the anvils and hammers used by Hephaestus and his assistants that makes Etna rumble, and the fire of this forge that makes the lava flow out.
A legend about Typhoeus. Another fascinating story linked to Etna is that of Typhoeus, a giant with monstrous and terrible features, son of Gaia, the goddess of the earth, and of Tartarus, the god of the underworld. According to the legend, Typhoeus was so powerful that he threatened the very gods of Olympus, including Zeus, the king of the gods. Typhoeus rebelled against the gods and lashed out against them with great anger. During the epic struggle afterwards, Zeus had to fight against the might of Typhoeus. With lightning storms, Zeus managed to defeat him and imprison him under Mount Etna, which according to some myths was the place where Zeus had defeated him. Legend has it that Typhoeus was trapped under the mountain, and that the volcanic eruptions of Etna represent his fury and his desire to free himself. It was said that every time Typhoeus stirred and moved beneath the mountain, Etna erupted with flames, smoke, and lava, as if he was trying to free himself from his imprisonment.
The myth of Typhoeus and his imprisonment under Etna represents the struggle between the forces of nature and the divine power. Typhoeus is a symbol of brutal and uncontrollable strength, while his imprisonment highlights the triumph of the Olympian gods and the order established by Zeus. Even today, the periodic eruptions of Etna are often associated with the myth of Typhoeus and continue to inspire tales and legends about the power and fury of nature.
A legend about Isis and Galatea. The legend tells about Polyphemus, a cyclops who lived in the volcano, madly in love with the young Galatea. The beautiful nymph was one of the 15 nymphs of the sea, the Nereids, daughters of the sea deities Doris and Rio. Isis was a handsome shepherd, son to Fawn. One day, while he was letting his sheep graze by the sea, he saw Galatea and fell madly in love with her. Love was obviously reciprocated by the nymph. Isis and Galatea were very much in love, and Polyphemus courted the nymph turned out to be useless.
One evening, at the moonlight, the Cyclops saw the two lovers kissing by the sea. Blinded by jealousy, he decided to take revenge. As soon as Galatea dived into the sea, Polyphemus took a large boulder of lava, threw it at the poor shepherd and crushed him.